The order comes through at 0300 hours. No warning, no buildup. Just a single encrypted transmission received simultaneously across every U.S. naval command in the region. Within minutes, the entire Fifth Fleet is in motion. This is not a drill. In the Persian Gulf, the USS Abraham Lincoln is already turning into the wind. The carrier's flight deck erupts with activity. Yellow-shirted aircraft handlers sprint across the deck, directing aircraft toward the catapults. Green shirts crouch beneath the jets, checking connections, pulling safety pins, verifying hydraulic lines. The noise is deafening, turbines spooling. Jet blast deflectors rising, the constant roar of an aircraft carrier preparing for war. Below deck, in the Combat Direction Center, officers sit in front of glowing tactical screens. Every radar contact in the Gulf is being tracked. Every vessel, every aircraft, every movement. The Lincoln is not alone. 40 miles to the south, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower holds its position. Two carrier strike groups now operating in the same theater, each carrier surrounded by a wall of destroyers, cruisers, and submarines. Each vessel armed, fueled, and ready. This is the kind of power that changes the calculation of any adversary. On the flight deck of the Lincoln, the first F/A-18 Super Hornet reaches the catapult track. The pilot runs through his checklist. Avionics, green. Weapon systems, armed, fuel, full. He pushes the throttle forward, feels the aircraft straining against the holdback bar. The catapult officer gives the signal. The jet officer kneels, touches the deck, points forward. The catapult fires. In 2 seconds, the aircraft goes from 0 to 160 miles per hour and leaves the deck. Another jet is already being positioned. The cycle repeats every 45 seconds. Fighter after fighter launching into the pre-dawn sky over the Gulf. Each aircraft carries a full combat load. Anti-ship missiles on the outer pylons. Precision-guided bombs on the center stations. Air-to-air missiles on the wingtip rails. These jets are not flying practice routes. They are flying combat profiles. Beneath the surface, a different kind of power is moving. A Los Angeles-class submarine cuts through the water at depth, running silent. No active sonar, no radio transmissions. Nothing that would give away its position. The crew operates in near silence, communicating in low voices, monitoring passive sensors that can detect a vessel 50 miles away. Inside the torpedo room, the weapons are loaded. Tomahawk cruise missiles sit in the vertical launch tubes, each one programmed with a specific target package. The targeting data was uploaded hours ago, cross-referenced with intelligence from satellites, reconnaissance drones, and signals intercepts. Every coordinate locked in. Every flight path calculated. The submarine does not need to surface to strike. It does not need to communicate. It is already in position. It is already waiting. This is the weapon that no radar can track, no air defense can intercept before it disappears below the horizon on a new heading. Back on the surface, the USS Lake Erie holds a steady course in the northern Gulf. The Ticonderoga-class cruiser is the command vessel for the strike group's air and missile defense network. Its Spy-1 radar rotates continuously, scanning hundreds of miles in every direction, tracking thousands of objects simultaneously. Surface contacts, airborne contacts, ballistic trajectories. Everything is processed and displayed in real time. Inside the Combat Information Center, a crew of trained missile defense operators sits at their consoles. If a ballistic missile launches anywhere in the region, they will know before it reaches its apex. The Aegis system will calculate the intercept. Standard Missile 3 interceptors stand ready in the vertical launch cells on the forward deck. The cruiser has shot down ballistic missiles in tests. It has done it over open ocean. It has done it in combat conditions. The system works. Iran knows this. At a forward operating base along the Gulf Coast, a row of P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft sit on the ramp. These are the Hunters. Each one carries sonobuoys, magnetic anomaly detectors, and anti-submarine torpedoes. Their mission is to locate and track every submarine that moves through the Gulf. Iranian Kilo-class submarines are quiet, but not quiet enough. The P-8S have been flying continuous patrol patterns for the past 48 hours, building a picture of every underwater contact in the operating area. Nothing moves beneath the surface without being cataloged. The crews rotate in shifts. Fresh crews board, get briefed, and launch again. The patrol coverage never stops. The data feeds continuously back to the fleet commander, who now knows the position of every relevant underwater contact in the theater. Far above, a constellation of assets watches everything. RC-135. Rivet Joint aircraft circle at altitude, intercepting electronic emissions from Iranian military communications. Every radar pulse, every encrypted transmission, every frequency change, all of it collected, processed, and fed into the intelligence picture. Overhead, a Global Hawk unmanned aerial vehicle maintains a persistent orbit, its sensors feeding high-resolution imagery of Iranian naval bases, missile sites, and coastal defense positions. The images come back in real time. Analysts in multiple locations review them simultaneously. The fleet commander sees everything. He knows which Iranian fast boats are fueled. He knows which missile batteries are tracking. He knows where the command and control nodes are located. He knows the response time of every unit that could threaten his ships. When you can see everything, you can plan for everything. As dawn breaks over the Persian Gulf, the flight operations on the Lincoln continue without interruption. Jets launch, jets recover, weapons are reloaded, aircraft are refueled. The tempo is relentless. The carrier can sustain this pace for weeks without resupply. The strike group can conduct combat operations indefinitely. This is not a force that came to the region to make a point and leave. This is a force that came to stay until the mission is complete. The message being sent across the Gulf this morning requires no translation, no press conference, no statement from a podium. It is communicated in the roar of jet engines off a flight deck, in the quiet hum of a submarine running deep, in the steady rotation of a radar array that never stops watching. The United States Navy is in the Persian Gulf, and it is not going anywhere.